Hey folks, hope you're doing good. Today we are going to talk about funnels in product development. Products live and die by their funnel. But before that, what's a funnel? A funnel is a series of steps users go through before they use your product. For example, for my earlier app Future Cam, which is a camera app, the funnel was App Store impression, which is someone sees the name in the App Store, sees the app, then download, then first open, then completed onboarding. There's an onboarding and the user has to complete that. Then grant camera and photos permission. Then he has to capture. Then he has to capture properly. Then he has to use the app enough that he gets a payment prompt. Then he should actually pay. So notice the difference between capture and capture properly. The app has to be used in a specific way. For example, some features are meant to be used only at night. If you use them in daytime, they won't work. You'll get a blurry mess that is not even, you can't even call it a photo. So these are two different steps. And every product has a different funnel, but you need to know yours if you're going to be an effective product manager. You lose a lot of users at each stage. This can make your business unviable. Say 1,000 people download your app. Of them, a third don't open it at all after downloading. Of the remaining, 85% don't open it a second time. And only 2% of people start a free trial. And half of them convert. If this is your funnel, just 1 of 1,000 people are paying you. And by the way, we started the funnel at download. Actually, the funnel starts one step above in the App Store. So actually, it will be even lower. Because if 1,000 people visit the App Store, not all 1,000 will download. So it will be even lower than the 1 in 1,000. And these 1,000 people were hard to acquire in the first place. This is enough to kill many startups. Startups and products live and die by their funnel. If your funnel is bad, you have a good hobby, but you don't have a good business. You should collect analytics at each stage of your funnel so that you know what your funnel is. Otherwise, you tend to jump to conclusions like the permission flow is not great and you'll just randomly improve the permission flow. I did do that and spent a lot of time improving it and found no improvement in the overall funnel. And when I looked at it, I found that we weren't losing users due to permission issues. So I ended up improving something that is not a problem. Collecting analytics also helps you reach conclusions that are contrary to conventional wisdom. For example, people say that a 9-step onboarding without a skip button will cause a lot of users to go away. Not only is there no skip button, each screen you have to drag a slider and interact with it. Only then the next button gets enabled. People told me I lose a lot of users, but I didn't. Some 90 something percent, 96% if I remember correctly, of people who started the onboarding completed the onboarding. You will know such things only if you collect data. Otherwise, you'll just go by what you read online, which may sometimes be untrue. Next, look up benchmarks for attrition at each stage. For example, I read that a third of people who download an app don't open it even once. It sounds really dumb. Why did they download the app? But people are like that. So, knowing these benchmarks will cause you not to worry unduly. Metrics at earlier stages of the funnel are called vanity metrics because they don't have any purpose except helping you brag to others. Don't pay attention to them except to diagnose and fix problems in your funnel. Don't share vanity metrics on Slack saying, hey guys, we have reached a milestone of whatever, 1000 downloads per day. It's tempting to share these, but be disciplined. Unless it translates into a meaningful metric, it's irrelevant. And if it does translate into a meaningful metric, that is what you should share. I'll give you an example. It was a paid app. You had to pay before even downloading it. We made it free to download with an in-app purchase. Some deals newsletter talked about us, saying this app is now free, it's the deal. And we had 3,000 users overnight. Hardly any of whom either used the app or paid. They were just noise. They're just looking for free apps. They are collectors. Anything free, they'll grab it. They don't want it, they don't care it, they'll just grab it. So this is an example of vanity metrics. You should have a stage in your funnel that corresponds to user seeing value. Sometimes people call this activation. Activation means the user got something done. So if it's an e-commerce store, placing an order is activation. Simply browsing products, searching, reading reviews, adding to the cart don't really generate value. Ultimately, the user has come to purchase a product. So track activation. The funnel also helps you plan marketing efforts. If you need 10 people buying your app every day, let's say, based on your funnel, you may need to drive 3,000 downloads per day, or whatever the number may be. This also tells you why paid marketing doesn't work for very early stage startups, bootstrapped ones. If you make $5 per user, let's say LTV, and many startups don't even make this much, they lose money, but that's a different conversation. If you make $5 per user, since only 1% of users pass through your funnel successfully, you can't afford to spend more than 5 cents per user. Because if you spend $5 and each user is acquired for 5 cents, that means you're getting 100 people. And only one of them will convert and pay you $5. So it's a break even. So you can't do any, first of all, this is not realistic, right? You can't acquire people for 5 cents per user. Secondly, you can't do any kind of paid marketing like ads or influencers for such a low CAC. And again, this kills a lot of startups. When you look at the CAC in the market and then you go through the funnel, if your CAC is, let's say, $100, right? The numbers won't work out because then you will have to earn $100 at least to break even. Ideally 3 times. 3 times is a benchmark for a healthy business. Otherwise, you don't have a healthy business. And these are all things you learn by tracking the funnel.